Hi, Jonathan. I'm seeing that you have a lot of good, yeah, a lot of good depth and also volume. Um, I see some texture too, and the things that you used in terms of creating an illusion of depth would be a dilation or a shift in scale, so that the larger forms are in the foreground and the smaller forms are in the background. I also see that you've used shading uh, and highlight to create volume, which also adds to the depth. There is overlapping, this right here. I think that you could do even more, but I really do like the way that you've distributed your forms throughout the picture plane and composition. I think it's well balanced, so you don't have to use overlapping, but sometimes that can really help increase the appearance of depth. Um, it's interesting, you have this light color chair in the background. One thing that really helps with creating depth is gradation. So for instance, if you have darker value gradating to lighter value, maybe on the floor here, and it could be very, very subtle, like so light that you can barely even see it. This is something to consider that I think a lot of students don't consider because the subtlety or the nuance of some very slight um, shift in value would seem not worth it. But it is. It is actually, those kinds of details really make a huge difference in design. So something to take in consideration, just to have a um, darker elements in the foreground and lighter elements in the background. This wall here, or texture, I'm not quite sure. It seems to be functioning as a wall. Uh, I don't know that it's actually helping with the depth. In fact, it seems to be flattening it a little bit. Um, it, it also could work fine, but I don't know that it's helping. I think it's adding interest, but in terms of depth, I'm questioning that because as you go back, as I said, it usually gets a bit lighter. That adds realism to shift in value to something lighter as you go back into the distance. And you've done that with your chair right here. I think probably just because you wanted enough contrast for it to pop out. But this should also be a bit lighter, and then this should start getting darker. A little bit, just a little bit here. And this should also be slightly lighter, less lighter, but ever so slightly lighter than this one. And then I probably wouldn't do anything with those. That sort of thing would really increase the depth, just to mention it. You don't have to do that in this assignment. You've done well, just for future reference.